Okay, so welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Yeah, this time we're looking at an article. It's called Free Energy, Unlocking a New Era. Pretty bold title, huh?
Definitely an attention grabber.
It is, and the author is Shawn Wondunna Foley. Came out pretty recently, actually, March 13th, 2025. And it basically lays out this whole argument that free energy technology is real, like it actually exists.
Right, not just theoretical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that it's being kept from us.
Suppressed. Yeah, that's a common thread in these discussions.
Right, like someone or something is holding it back, and the article kind of hints that it's, these like outdated economic and control systems that would be totally disrupted if this tech ever got out.
Well, yeah, think about it. Our whole world runs on energy right now. And a lot of people make a lot of money from controlling that energy, oil, gas, all that.
Right, it's huge industry.
If suddenly energy was free and abundant, that would turn everything upside down.
It's true. So I guess that's one reason why somebody might want to keep it under wraps.
For sure.
But there's also this whole other side of the article that gets into like super futuristic stuff. It talks about free energy being the key to things like floating cities powered by AI and even like us becoming a type 1 galactic civilization.
Okay, yeah, now we're getting into some really big ideas.
Right. And I think it's worth exploring this, but maybe we should start with something a little more basic.
Yeah.
Like, what exactly is free energy anyway? Have you ever come across this concept before?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's been around for a long time. It's often associated with conspiracy theories and stuff. But the basic idea is pretty simple. It's about harnessing energy from a source that's basically limitless and always available.
Like solar power or wind energy?
Those are renewable, yeah.
Yeah.
But free energy takes it a step further. It's talking about tapping into something even more fundamental, like the zero-point energy field, or maybe using some kind of exotic technology that we haven't even discovered yet.
Wow. So it's not just about like putting up more windmills. It's something way more radical.
Exactly. It's about completely changing the way we think about energy and its role in our society.
So, okay, let's go back to that idea of suppressed technology. If free energy really does exist,
Yeah.
why haven't we seen it? Why is it being kept hidden?
Well, like we were saying before, it would threaten a lot of powerful interests. The fossil fuel industry, for one, wouldn't be too happy about it. But it goes deeper than that. Our entire economic system is built on scarcity. The idea that resources are limited and we have to compete for them. If energy was suddenly abundant, that whole paradigm would shift.
Right. It's almost like we're programmed to believe that there's never enough to go around.
And that creates a lot of problems, conflict, inequality, all that. But imagine a world where everyone had access to all the energy they needed. It would be a game changer.
But is that realistic? I mean, could we really create a utopia just by having free energy?
It's not that simple. Of course, there would still be challenges to overcome, but the potential is there. Think about all the resources we waste right now just trying to get energy, all the wars fought over oil, all the pollution from burning fossil fuels, all that could be eliminated.
Yeah. And the article talks about how free energy could help us solve climate change, restore the environment, all kinds of amazing things.
Absolutely. It would give us a chance to really focus on sustainability and creating a healthier planet for everyone.
Okay, so let's say for a minute that this all happens. Free energy becomes a reality. We're living in this abundant world. What does that actually look like day to day?
Well, the article paints a pretty optimistic picture. It talks about liberation from economic slavery.
Liberation from economic slavery. What does that even mean?
It means that we wouldn't have to work just to survive anymore. We'd be free to pursue our passions, our creativity, our own personal growth. It would be a huge shift in our values as a society.
Wow, that's a pretty big change. I mean, I can imagine some people would struggle with that not having to work all the time. What would they do with themselves?
It would be an adjustment for sure, but I think we'd find ways to adapt. Humans are incredibly resourceful. We'd find new ways to contribute to our communities, to connect with each other, to explore the world. It would be an era of unprecedented freedom and opportunity.
That's pretty exciting to think about. And the article mentions some pretty wild possibilities, like those floating cities that we were talking about earlier, powered by AI.
Yeah, those are some of the more speculative ideas, but even if they don't come to pass exactly as described, it shows the kind of potential we're talking about. If energy was no longer a constraint, we could do some incredible things.
Yeah, it really opens up the imagination. But even beyond the technology, there's this theme in the article about free energy leading to a greater sense of well-being and authenticity.
Right. It's about more than just material abundance. It's about living in alignment with our true selves, our values, our purpose. It's about creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
I like that. So where do we go from here? I mean, this all sounds amazing, but Is it really possible, or is it just a nice fantasy?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? And unfortunately, this article doesn't give us all the answers. It presents one perspective on a very complex issue.
Right. We should always be critical of what we read and do our own research.
Absolutely. There's a lot more to explore here, a lot of different viewpoints to consider. It's not a simple black and white issue.
So as we wrap up here, I want to leave you with a question to think about: if free energy were to become a reality, what aspect of this potential future excites you the most and what concerns you the most?
It's a great question to ponder. There's a lot at stake here, but also a lot of hope for a brighter future.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into free energy. It's a conversation that I think we'll be having for a long time to come.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be living in that world of abundance and freedom that the article describes.
A nice thought.
Yeah,
All right, well, thanks again for being here, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
looking forward to it.
Okay, take care.
You too.